When we think of Middle East conflict, we often blame religion or politics. But the real driver is geography. The land, mountains, rivers, deserts, shapes who has power, wealth, and security. The map itself is a blueprint for conflict, showing why some nations thrive and others struggle. Natural barriers and scarce resources create competition and vulnerability. Every political move is influenced by the terrain. Mountains as fortresses, rivers as lifelines, and sea lanes as gateways. Geography doesn't erase culture or religion, but it sets the stage for their influence. Leaders' ambitions are always limited by the land they rule. To truly understand the Middle East, you must see the landscape as the main character in its story. Nowhere is geography's power clearer than at sea. The Middle East's maritime choke points, like the Strait of Hormuz, Suez Canal, and Bab el-Mandeb, are vital to global trade. Control over these narrow passages means control over the world's economic lifelines. Iran's grip on the Strait of Hormuz gives it leverage over global oil markets. Egypt's Suez Canal connects Europe and Asia, making Egypt a key player in commerce and politics. The Bab el-Mandeb Strait links the Red Sea to the Indian Ocean, making Yemen's coastline a strategic prize. These choke points are permanent sources of power and tension, regardless of who rules. Nations that control them will always be at the center of global attention. To understand their foreign policy, start with the sea lanes they command. Land features divide the Middle East as much as they connect it. The Zagros Mountains shield Iran, shaping its identity and making it hard to conquer. Deserts like the Arabian create buffer zones and sanctuaries for nomads and insurgents, making borders hard to control. In Syria, mountains provide strongholds for minorities and shape the front lines of conflict. The Kurdish mountains offer both protection and isolation, fueling their struggle for autonomy. Geography creates internal divisions, dictating who can defend themselves and who remains vulnerable. The terrain is both a sanctuary and a prison for many groups. The land itself determines the nature of their struggles. In the Middle East, water is more precious than oil. Major rivers like the Nile, Tigris, Euphrates, and Jordan are lifelines shared by many nations, making conflict inevitable. Upstream countries can control the flow, creating tension and dependency downstream. Turkey's dams on the Tigris and Euphrates give it power over Syria and Iraq. The Jordan River's waters are central to the Arab-Israeli conflict and Israel's security. Underground aquifers cross borders, fueling a silent crisis as water becomes scarcer. As climate change worsens, the fight for water will intensify. In the Middle East, those who control water control the future. Leaders change, but the land remains. Geography is the constant force shaping the Middle East's history and conflicts. Wars follow the logic of the landscape. Mountains, rivers, and deserts set the battle lines. Iran's power at Hormuz, Egypt's control of Suez, and the fight for river waters are permanent realities. The Kurds' mountain homeland will always shape their quest for autonomy. These are not temporary issues. They are written into the earth itself. Next time you see a headline about the Middle East, look at the map. Ask who controls the high ground, the water, the trade routes. The answers reveal the hidden logic behind the chaos.